My name is Edward Megerdician. I was born and raised in Aleppo, Syria, and this is how moving to America changed my life and shaped me into the man I am today. I have a family of 7, and I have 4 siblings. My parents are both survivors of the Armenian genocide. The genocide impacted my parents' personality and parenting. My mother was an orphan. She had lost her family at a very young age. They had died in the genocide. She lived in an orphanage. The orphanage had to marry her off to my father, because she would have died in the orphanage, due to all the orphans. My father was a baker, which was very nice because my family was able to eat fresh bread. My mother and father were both very conservative and relaxed people. We had a wonderful childhood. I was the youngest of the 5 children. I was the one who helped out mother most. We had no sisters that would help out mom. My siblings and I all had our special and unique personalities and affections. My oldest brother, Mogardlich, was a literature guy. He wrote a grammar book for all ages, in the Armenian language, of course. Hagopt helped my father in the bakeries, and he eventually inherited them. He was such a charming folk dancer, and all the ladies would just fall for him. Zorab was a mechanical guy, extremely bright, and he invented many things. He was the first to invent the detergent and soap in our city, and he also created a cotton gin. John was an athlete. He was a champion of 100-yard, 200-yard, 400-yard, and he played soccer wonderfully, much better than me, I'll admit. I was very intelligent and musically gifted. As I focused on school, I then started to find my passions. I was very motivated to become a doctor. I had many scholarships due to my past academic achievements. I then had to make a huge decision. Would I stay in Aleppo and find a job? Or would I move to America in order to continue my education and my dream to become a doctor? The decision was tough. On one hand, I wanted to pursue my passion and my dreams, but on the other, I didn't want to leave everything I had behind. I made the decision to move to America because of the love and affection I had for mathematics. I was on my own, and I had to work to go to school. And at the same time, it was hard to maintain myself. My family couldn't support me financially. I had to work 40 hours a week, and it just made school harder and harder. But over time, I eventually overcame. I graduated with a major in mathematics, but at the time, I had no idea what I could do with this. Not knowing what I could do, I was recommended to become a teacher. In order to do that, I had to major in social studies, which I did at Fresno State University. Eventually, all my hard work paid off, and I was offered a scholarship to get my master's degree in mathematics. I then was able to become a teacher. Over the years, I got promoted from teacher to vice principal. I hated it. Then a counselor. I also hated it. And then finally to a university professor at Fresno State, which I absolutely loved. While I was in America, I still wrote to my family. I wrote to them about my accomplishments, the strange and wonderful land of America, and the people I've met and their stories. In one letter, I had asked them if I should come back to Aleppo. I missed my family so much, and I had none in America. Just weeks later, my father wrote back. He told me not to come back, for it would be a stupid idea. Christians in Aleppo were being shunned and prosecuted. My father encouraged me to stay and follow my dreams. He encouraged me to bring some of my family to America too, which I did. I was able to bring 2 of my brothers, Zorab and Mogardlich, to America. They too also loved it. On the contrary to all my accomplishments, none of it was easy. I was emotionally heartbroken. I had to leave my brothers, parents, friends, just everything behind. Moving from Aleppo to America was the hardest decision I ever had to make. Being an Armenian from Aleppo, moving to America created just uncomfortable tension and it was weird. America was a strange and different land. It was nothing like home. There was different cultures and just everything seemed so bizarre. I was accustomed to living in a country with just a few cultures. But America had them all. I felt alone in this vast sea. I didn't know a single person in the country. And I was living by myself, far, far away from where I was raised. Eventually, over time, the American culture grew on me, and I absolutely loved it. The political system here we have in America, the independence and the freedom we have is just awe-inspiring. If I was offered a property with all expenses paid in the old country, Aleppo's area, I wouldn't take it. My home is here, in America. My family is here, in America. This is what changed my life forever and how it shaped me into the man I am now.